welcome to part 5 of our Goal of the Decade countdown, looking back at all the best goals from 2010 to 2019. In this video, we're looking at goals 60 to 51, and we're going to start with this stunning strike from GRAZIANO PELLE.
He wasn't frightened to come out from the back, receive the ball, now good set of play. Good hold-up play from Pelle, gets it back off target and curls it! Oh, that's come out of nowhere! It's another great League Cup goal for Southampton!
Well, I think the reaction at the time from the media to Pelle was, oh dear, you know, who have they bought? But actually, what happened was, they learnt that he needed, like Charlie Austin, to be playing facing the goal, receiving crosses. What's the point of having a 6'4" striker like Pelle if he's not going to see the goal? You know, so he was good away from the goal. Yeah, he was never going to be the fastest, but they ended up working out how to get the best out of him, and it was great. It was a great acquisition in the end because he was a real pivotal figure, literally on the pitch, and I think off the pitch in a way. He gave the club a strength on the field that they hadn't previously had.
Good ball in, you know, from Matty Target, sort of playing into his feet, and you know, he showed the composure to turn and take that little extra touch just to set it out to enable himself to wrap his right foot around it. And you know, goalkeepers aren't going to stop that. You know, that's the perfect you know, finish, and something that we saw on many occasions from him. You know, he's capable of scoring a number of goals. Physically, he was a threat as well. You know, he's a presence. If you needed as a team to go a little bit more direct, you could sort of play up to him to use his aerial threat as well. But on this occasion, as you saw, what he was capable of doing with the ball at his feet, it was a fantastic strike.
Short pass to Stephen Davis, looks up, again tries to play it to feet, it deflects, still not cleared away by Sunderland. Headed down, Rodriguez brings it down, he'll volley it, fantastic goal! Jay Rodriguez has hit an absolute beauty, low past Manone's right.
When Jay Rodriguez signed for Saints and came in, there was actually a bit of a feeling of, why is this guy signed? Why have we signed this guy? Like, what position does he offer that kind of Saints don't have? But I guess that proved to be folly in the sense that he proved he was a top draw player.
The thing about Rodriguez, he could score goals from outside of the box. He could get into the box himself and score goals with headers because he was good in the air. And that one, he's picked it up on the edge of the box. Typical striker, he's just gambled. He's seen the sticks and he's gambled. And again, it was a good goal.
When I first came here, he was just coming back from his big injury. So, you know, everyone was saying it was like having a brand new player back again. And, you know, I could see the quality straight away in the training sessions. And it was an actual honour to actually play with him, to be honest.
Wow, how many strikes has Jay Rodriguez had in this countdown? And there's still a couple of special ones to come. Now, our next goal comes courtesy of a rather unusual source.
Ten yards inside the Villa half, his pass is a little short, but it's a nice one too from Yoshida and Ramirez. Yoshida with the low shot! Where did that come from?
You could argue that Yoshida and James Ward-Prowse really are the cement of this squad for the best part of the last decade. You know, he's now in his 8th season. He's an underrated, undervalued player, I think, since he joined in 2012. And for him to score, you know, he doesn't get many. For him to strike that left-footed from, 20 yards out, 18 yards out, playing at right back, playing a 1-2, just a great moment. You know, I mean, Maya's just one of those players you always want to do well.
To go through midfield, to have the ability to open up teams from the back was one of my qualities. So watching Maya doing that was great. A great goal, and it's something special from a defender to actually have the confidence to do that.
GULY goes ahead of him, but out on the right is Fraser Richardson. Richardson's got space, he puts the ball in, GULY on the turn! Oh, what a finish that is from GULY to PRADO!
It rather typified what GULY could do, that goal. I mean, the ball's come in, he's taken on a sort of side-footed volley as it's dropping, kind of ahead of a defender, and steered it in. I mean, it's a really, technically, it's a very difficult thing to pull off.
GULY to PRADO there shows, you know, the importance of technique and the timing of a finish. It's not always sort of like slashing at an effort and trying to hit it with pace. Sometimes it's just using the pace on the delivery or the ball into the box, which was a good one. But the technique to sort of finish it with the control as it sort of just struck it on the half volley was really impressive.
Saints can put some pressure on Swansea, Dave, for 5:30.
Well, that's the important thing for me, but they've got to take care of their own patch first, Adam.
Yeah, Swansea won't feel any pressure, but it's given away by Steve Cook. Now Saints can break on Bournemouth. 20 yards out, he's got man to his left. Tadic, but he doesn't need it! Clever shot, left-footed. Tadic has two. Southampton have regained the lead.
After all the high-profile players left in the summers before and previously, Dusan Tadic was really almost one of the old guard left at the club. He's always had wonderful skill. We've seen it since he's left Saints, Ajax as well in European competition. But that finish, to sort of toe poke it, but with control, and the way it dipped, you know, there was nothing accidental about that. It was a brilliant finish. And in the context of a season where Mark Hughes had struggled to get points, having come in, they'd lost the first 3 league games under him, to nick that game, set up the chance to stay up at Swansea.
Tadic was one of those, he had the ability to bend balls and with the inside outside of his foot, but he also had the ability to score a longer distance goal, you know. And the thing I like about him, not only could he score goals, but he got in and around the 18-yard box, and somehow managed to see, and with his quick feet and movement, could play a ball between people for somebody else to get in and score goals. Like I say, he was a good player.
Squares the ball 30 yards out to Stephen Davis, inside left, chips it out to Nathaniel CLYNE on this right-hand side. He might have a go! Oh, spectacular strike from Nathaniel CLYNE. He's volleyed that in from fully 25 yards.
It was an absolute worldie, really, from CLYNE coming forward from right back, absolutely smashing it right-footed, and it kind of flying into the top corner. And it's a wet night at St Mary's, so you get that great effect where the ball hits the net and all the droplets are coming down off the back of the sort of stanchion.
I think, you know, Nathaniel's sort of one of those players as well that we saw, you know, developing as a, you know, from a position point of view, like a modern fullback, you know, like a player bombing forward, comfortable in possession of the ball, you know, looking to assist goals for his teammates, quite obviously, but, you know, naturally, like he did on this occasion, chipping in with some goals themselves, and that's very much what the modern fullback's all about, and he was sort of very much in that mould.
A fantastic strike there for Nathaniel CLYNE, but we reckon this next goal was even more special. It was one of Rickie Lambert's best goals, and it came against Huddersfield at St Mary's.
That's one of Lambert's great goals for me. One thing about Lambert, I loved about Lambert, was I saw the boy arrive at the football club overweight. I saw him lose his weight and develop as a player, physically, mentally, and his awareness as a striker. He developed in such a way that he could score goals at the back of the 6-yard box with a header. He could drop off and play people in to score goals. He could receive, like he's received that one, from a throw-in, knowing exactly where he is. He's caught the defender on the half turn. He's turned himself. He's known where the goal is, and he's gambled. And that's what strikers do. They see the situation, they know where the goals are, the white sticks, and on the turn, his technique, he's hit it, back of the net. Great goal.
It was a massive game against Huddersfield, our rivals. I just had it in my head again, like little scenarios. He's going to throw it across me, I'm going to let it come and I'm going to volley it. And it's worked perfect, and to see it hit the back of the net was a big relief because, like I said, being desperate for a goal and he just wasn't coming. To see that at the back of the net just gave me more confidence, and then I think I went on and improved, and the goals started to come more frequently then. So now it was brilliant to see it hit the back of the net.
Clears down the right as Terry goes back to cushion a header down. And then they give it away, and that is sloppy, and you don't want to give it to Mane on the break because he's got pace. Tadic powering to his left, Pelle to his right, finds Pelle in the box, lines the shot up, and gives Southampton a 3-1 lead at Chelsea.
Of course, when everybody talks about a front three for Saints, we always think of Rodriguez, Lallana and Lambert as being the best Premier League front three. But you could argue Tadic, Mane, Pelle were as effective, maybe more so in the Premier League. So that goal epitomises that front three. You can see them all racing down the pitch together as Chelsea backtrack. Great pace from Sadio, of course. And again, Graziano, the confidence just to hit it early, take it low. And of course, Saints won the game 3-1. And it sort of did for Mourinho, along with Bournemouth winning there soon after. And off he was gone. And no one was happier than Saints fans to see the special one disappear.
Saints take the corner short, goes back to Lemina, 25 yards, drills a brilliant goal for Southampton. His first for the club, an equaliser at the Hawthorns.
Lemina, one of those players that's an enigma type player at Saints, in that loads of ability, and you see it at West Brom. Can you get it out of him often enough is always the question with Lemina. I guess your expectations aren't high when anybody's going to try and shoot from that distance, and you're just like, woof, because you watch it on TV and it seems like such a pure strike, but it's only when you're there in person that you kind of get the real ferocity of actually how fast it's travelling, and the fact the goalkeeper can barely move just makes it a really tremendous goal.
40 seconds left of the half here. Fox swings it in, fizzes it in, the header goalwards, and it's into the back of the net, and Højbjerg claims the credit.
How do you describe yours? Jeez, I wouldn't know. Like, he is one unique individual in a good way. Like, just incredible, and like human beings to be around, like constantly laughing and joking. And if you walked in not feeling great, you'd walk out feeling $1 million. So obviously only scored on a Tuesday night, we all know that. Super important, in between the posts, edge of the 6-yard box. Can't really miss his head, and it goes. You know, he's just got to get a good connection on it, and he did it many times. Big goal against West Ham, obviously.
Big Josh scored a great header, and I can just remember feeling so happy because I knew how hard it was to beat them, and I think it was a message to say we are still there and we deserve to be there. He scored some important goals, yeah, and he used to like to talk about it as well. He would let you know how important the goals are. But Josh was a great character. He was very loud, very funny, very dry. But yeah, he was a great character to be around, and he was great on the pitch.
Wow, who remembers big Jos Højbjerg, and what an important goal that turned out to be. Well, we are officially halfway through our countdown, so join us in part 6 when we look back at goals scored in the JPT final and a famous night at Fratton Park.